Okay, welcome everyone. This is the Premier Chess Adult Intermediate Fall 2021 class, and this is week 8. So I figure we're gonna go over maybe an Immortal game and look over a puzzle. So this is a puzzle from Lee Chess. So let's go over the game. So let's go from the beginning. So D4, D5. Okay. All right. Ooh, F3. All right. So probably going for an E4 pawn break in the center, trying to gain control over E4. All right. E6, check. All right. All right. So I wouldn't do that. I would not take this knight because, most times bishops are slightly more valuable than knights, even though, in terms of points, they're about the same, 3 points each. But bishops have a much longer scope of attack than knights. Knights are a little bit more short range, so I would not willingly give up my bishop in that way. Definitely not. Yeah. All right, that's a good move. That's a good move by black. So black has a little weakness here, double pawns. So a very good move in terms of seeking to get rid of the weakness. So very good. Check. All right. Take. All right. All right, Samuel. Okay. Yeah, I would go rook c8 and then try to get rid of this pawn as well, because this pawn is a little bit of a backward pawn right now. So yeah, I would go rook c8 and try to trade this pawn away for the d pawn. So let's see here. What does he do? All right, so he goes that way. All right. I wouldn't do that, only because now we have black has 3 pawn islands, so a little bit more of a target than white does. White has only 2 pawn islands in this case, right? So I would argue that black has slightly more weaknesses than white here. All right. Okay. All right. Okay. All right. So he was threatening. What was white threatening here?
Queen h7 mate.
Right.
And knight takes h3 at the same time.
Right. Forking. Good. Nice fork there. So the knight had to be removed. All right. Oh. Why would he do that? Yeah. So this pawn not such a good move. The pawn is pinned to the queen, so not such a good move. Yeah. All right. All right. So here's the puzzle. Okay, black to move. What is the best move for black here? What do you think? What do you guys think?
If black takes the queen, he wins the pawn, but I don't know if that's the best move.
Yeah, so that is a win of a pawn. Probably it's a little bit more involved than that, though.
Queen a6.
I would think. Queen a6. Let's see here. Queen a6. Okay. So what's the idea with queen a6?
To attack the queen on e5 and behind it the knight on e2.
Very nice. Yeah. So exposing a discovered attack on the queen and basically skewering the queen and eventually attacking this knight and winning the knight on e2. Wow. Very nice move. Yeah. And All right, so let's see this. Queen A, Queen A6, Queen D5. What would you do then?
If queen d5,
Yeah, Queen D5. Yeah.
oh, queen d5.
You see why Queen D5 is a good move?
Yeah, because rook a8 doesn't work because queen takes f7 and queen takes h5. You guard the knight on e2.
Well, even better than taking this knight is a mate threat, right? If the rook takes the knight, then you go queen takes f7 and then followed by queen f8, an eventual mate, right? Everyone see that? So yeah, queen a6 does look like the strongest move here, but queen d5 looks like it parries that threat pretty well by creating another threat. All right, so I think queen a6 though is the strongest move. Let's see. Oh, it's not it. All right. Oh, okay. All right. What else? I think I see the better move. What do you think?
Queen c4.
Yeah, queen c4. So same idea. The only difference is now the queen cannot go to d5, right? The queen is still occupying this diagonal. So yeah, slightly better than queen a6. Yeah. Yeah. Nice. All right. So queen c5. All right. So now what do you guys think? How's my internet, by the way? Is am I lagging? Can everybody hear me? Uh-oh. Can you guys hear me okay?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay.
I'm just confused by the position.
Rook takes c2.
Yeah, rook takes c2. So, and what happens if queen takes?
Rook e1 check.
Yeah, rook e1, rook f1, and rook takes his mate, right? Very nice. Mate threat.
Or queen takes f1 since it on c.
Oh no, yeah, you're right. Rook takes. Oh no, yeah, the queen is protecting here. Ooh, okay. All right. So, all right, so now what? What do we do now? So after all that, if rook takes, queen takes, rook e1, rook down, rook takes, queen takes, bishop takes, king takes, then after all that, it's going to be equality, rook and bishop versus rook and a knight. And actually, no, white's going to be ahead 2 pawns. So white's going to be winning after all that. So what else? What do you guys think?
It's black's move, right?
Yeah. Yeah, like to move here.
I think. If black plays rook takes the knight,
Yeah, so that's what we were looking at, right? Rook takes, queen takes,
and
right?
then, and then rook goes to
E1.
E1 check.
Yeah, rook E1, rook
And
down,
if
rook
rook
takes.
comes in, then rook takes rook, and that's checkmate.
No, it's not because the white queen is here. Right? Remember the queen took the queen
Oh,
here.
the queen took the queen. All right.
Yeah.
He still gets the queen back though. He can play the rook.
Yeah, you get the queen after all that. Yeah, it's equality, rook and minor piece versus rook and minor piece, but the only difference is white is ahead 2 pawns.
What about bishop takes f1 instead?
Bishop after so you're saying after rook E1?
Yeah.
After rook E1, bishop takes. I mean, the same thing. The queen can come back. Yeah. So maybe, I mean, I'm thinking queen takes. I don't know if that works. Queen takes, rook takes, queen, rook takes here. I don't know. I don't think that's strong enough.
Bishop d2.
Yeah. All right, you know what? Let's try rook e2. I think that may be the strongest. No, it's not. Huh, interesting. All right. Guess not. Guess not. Oh, I think it's I think this is I think this is pretty simple actually. So I think the idea with this one is that we want to save the queen and maintain pressure on e2. So what do you think?
Queen a6.
Queen a6.
How about queen d3?
Yeah, I think queen d3 is even stronger, right? Because now we're threatening mate threat down here.
Oh yeah.
Right, and we're maintaining pressure over here. So yeah, queen d3. Yeah, very nice. Yeah. Wow. Oh my goodness.
Knight rook takes e2.
Yeah, now you take the rook. Yeah, now you take the knight. Yeah. Okay. Whew, that was an interesting one. All right. So let's go over let's see. I wanted to do maybe let me think here. Maybe an immortal game. Yeah, I don't think I did this with I'm gonna make sure I didn't do something that you did, Samuel, that I did with you already. Because I've had a couple classes with you already. So this is a short game. This is actually a miniature game. This is Kaprindasvili. Talking about the women's, world champion. I believe she was women's world champion. Nona Kaprindasvili versus Rudolf Servati, 1974, Dortmund. All right, so let's see. So white is Kaprindasvili. All right, so let's see this. E4, C5, you get the Sicilian, knight F3, knight C6, D4. All right, so that's exchange variation, G6. So looks like that'd be considered the dragon variation, I believe. C4. Anybody know what this is called? What's this formation called? Anybody? No? I believe this is the Marozzi bind. That's not familiar to anybody? Yeah, so E4 and C4 both form very powerful control over the D5 square, right? So very nice, because usually in Sicilian defense positions, D5 is a pretty nice freeing move for black, right? So c4 prevents that. c4, bishop g7, bishop e3, knight f6, knight c3. All right, so knight g4. So yeah, the idea is to do some trades because yeah, given who has more space in this position, white or black in this position? Who's more space or who's cramped?
I think white does.
Yeah, white definitely has more space, right? Bishops have nice scope, right? And the pawns are both, advanced in the center. White's got a pretty nice control or control of the center squares, and black is not so active much at all. So a very good idea is to trade down pieces. So knight g4 looks like the knight's hanging, but queen takes g4, and then what does black play? What does black play here? Any ideas?
You can play the bishop takes the knight
Yeah.
on d4.
Yeah, so we're
Yeah,
coming down twice
or
on
the
the knight
knight.
on d4, right? And white's only protecting it once. So yeah, this knight was basically a trade of knights, right? Or a trade of minor pieces. So after knight takes, then black has a little bit more of a free game, and now actually black is ready to play d5, and so he's threatening to open up his position with d5, discovering an attack on the queen, and also he's threatening knight c2 with a fork. So a few things he's threatening. All right, so let's go back. So that's what happens. Queen takes, knight takes, queen comes back, e5, knight b5, castle. So yeah, this is kind of a risky move in this kind of position, e5, because now it's basically giving d5 over to white completely. Now there's no way for a pawn to go onto c6 or e6 and try to contest control over this d5 square. So it's kind of pretty risky to do that. I wouldn't do that, because now you're kind of creating a permanent backward pawn right here, which could be a target. Okay, so bishop e2, queen h4, takes, all right, takes, all right, takes. Ooh, interesting. Ooh, okay, so let's look at this. So here, so now black definitely went for complications, because if you went king takes here, then probably white would just castle, and the game would go on. It's more or less equal, except for this isolated pawn, which is kind of backward, but material is equal and everything is equal. But here, black chose to do some complications with queen takes g2. Oh my goodness. What do you think white played here?
I think he has to play rook to f1 to give up the pawn.
Rook f1. Okay, that's an interesting move. Okay, what else? What do you think, Chris or Samuel? What do you guys think? What would white? What's a good response for white?
Bishop f3.
Yeah, so bishop f3 looks like a good move. It's
rook to e8.
Right, skewering protection of the rook through the queen, but yeah, now he does have rook e8 check, and then after king to d2, how would black continue? What do you think?
Queen takes f2.
Oh, good. Yeah, you can do queen takes f2. Good. Very good. And yeah, things are not looking good for white. After, yeah, king c1, maybe we take back the bishop now. And let's see, black is ahead by 2 pawns. Yeah. And the king and the white king is very much exposed. It's going to be difficult to get the a1 rook into the game. All right, interesting. So perhaps not then bishop f3. That's not what white played. What else do you think white played here?
Yeah, played king to d2.
King d2.
Yeah, I don't know.
I mean, yeah, I mean the king is pretty vulnerable still. So okay, I'll give you a hint. White chose to sacrifice here in this position. So what do you think? White to move.
He played bishop takes the rook.
No, bishop takes. I believe that would end up in equality. Takes. Yeah. So rook and bishop versus rook and bishop. And white is down a pawn here. So what else? How did white choose to sacrifice here? What do you guys think? You guys want a hint?
Queen d5.
Queen d5. Ah, okay. So protecting the rook that way. Well, that wouldn't really be a sacrifice. I mean, that would just lead to
Yeah,
white would be
blinds.
white would be down a pawn.
Yeah.
So what else? So not that move.
Does I don't know. Does queen to d4 work?
Yeah, queen d4 is the move that was played. Wow. Why was queen d4 played? Crazy.
Because then you get bishop to h8.
Okay, so yeah, so white is in complete control over the dark squares, right? And so white chose in this position to do a double rook sacrifice. Oh my goodness. Queen takes, king d2, queen takes. You don't see double rook sacrifices too often, do you? And so now,
White plays bishop to h8.
okay, so bishop h8 looks like a tempting move, but it doesn't really work. Why?
Oh, white can play the pawn to f3.
Yeah, f6. Yeah, so yeah,
x6, yeah.
and so yeah, it doesn't really work. All right. So what did white play here? All right, I'll give you a hint. White played one move and black resigned.
Oh, queen to f6.
Queen f6. Yes. Wow. So this is solidifying control over the dark squares around the king, right? And forgetting about this rook, white is going for a quick finish. So bishop h6,
But
right? Followed
yeah,
by,
but
and
if it's black's move, can
is-
he play queen takes b2 and sacrifice the queen? He already got the two rooks.
That's true. He could. Yeah, well, he could. I mean, it's very
Because that's
risky.
for the check.
It's very
So
ri-
he'd
it-
have
it's
to
ve-
take.
Yeah, it's very risky for white to do this. Why? Because not only did he sacrifice 2 rooks, but he needs to spend 2 moves to deliver this checkmate, right? So in 2 moves, this queen could start doing a lot of checks, you know?
Well, if black takes the pawn, the queen has to take, and then he can push the pawn to f6. Black can push the
Oh, you're
pawn
saying,
back
okay,
to f6.
sacrifice the queen there. All right, it's possible. But here I think this is definitely winning though for white, because yeah, black has 2 rooks for the queen and a bishop, and white has 2 bishops. So both of these bishops I think will, bring the bishop onto d5, and that'd be completely dominating for white. So yeah. So yeah. So queen f6, very powerful move, right? So I mean, what can black do, I mean, I'm thinking maybe queen takes here, bishop h6, and now check. And now the question is, does he run out of checks? Oh, no, that wouldn't be good. No, he doesn't want to do that. Why does he not want to do that? Anybody tell me? Why would that be a mistake? Why would that be a mistake?
Queen to f5 check.
Yeah, queen f5 check, trade queens, and that's it. No more attack, and black wins. Black has the extra rook. You gotta be careful. Don't allow your opponent to trade. So definitely king to d1, and then let's see, check over here. Let's see here. So now maybe king c1. All right, now we have check over here. So he's gonna run out of checks, right? Queen a4, and then king b1, and there's no more good checks anymore. And that's it, game over. Very nice, very nice. All right, so that's the Immortal game from Kaprindashvili. All right. All right, so let's look at another one. So this is I think this is Samuel Reshevsky versus Rafael Vaganian, Skopje, 1976. All right, so let's look at this one. All right, it's called Vaganian's Immortal. All right, e4, e6, d4, d5, knight d2, knight f6, e5. So French defense, advanced variation, knight fd7, f4, c5, c3, knight d to f3. Oh, knight c6, knight d to f3. Yes, this is interesting, right? So here, I mean, would you guys play knight the G knight, or would you like this is kind of an interesting decision that he chose to do, right? Bring the other knight here, and probably because he wants to bring the G knight to e2 to add additional support to d4, right? In this kind of position, d4 is like the central, it's the focal point, right? It's where a lot of the focus is in this kind of position. Queen a5, king f2, interesting, right? So threatening to take here and not allow white to recapture, right? Pinning the pawn, right? So he responds by moving the king to f2. Interesting decision. Bishop e7, bishop d3, queen b6, knight e2, f6, takes. All right, king g3. Yeah, so this pawn was under attack. All right, so king g3, c takes, castle. All right. By the way, this pawn looks like it's lost. Black is attacking it 3 times. White's only attacking it twice. So why did black not take this pawn? Anybody can tell me?
Because knight takes d4, knight takes d4, bishop takes d4, knight takes d4, queen takes d4, and bishop g6 check.
Excellent. Yeah, so we got a discovered check, right? This is a little trap that white laid. And by the way, castling doesn't help any because still bishop takes h7 is still a discovered check. So he still doesn't do anything about protecting it. Rook e1, e5. Interesting decision. Why do you think he did e5? Why did black play e5?
If white doesn't do anything, he pushes the pawn to e4 and he's going to win the bishop with a knight.
True, true. Yeah, it's gonna be a fork, but I mean, white has complete control over the e5 square, so it looks like e5 just loses a pawn. So why would he do that?
No, he gets the pawn back, doesn't, because he has 1, 2, 3, 4 pieces attacking.
Well, the thing is, it's protected by the other
Oh,
pawn.
it
So
was
it's,
protected by a pawn. Yeah, right.
yeah. So, I mean, I think black chose to do this because he noticed that white's king is very exposed, right? Is out in the open, and so basically black chooses to do some sacrifices and open up the position there, right? And then, ooh, that was an interesting move here. Check, yeah. So here, so this is an interesting decision. So we have, he could have taken this pawn, but he did a nice little interesting check there. Wow. So what happens if the knight takes?
You got queen to e3 check.
No, queen e3, lose the queen. So what can black do here?
Oh, that's right. I didn't notice the bishop. All right.
Yeah.
Oh, queen to f2 check.
Queen f2 is not only check. What is it? Queen
Checkmate.
f2. Queen f2 is mate, right? This bishop, and now here's another reason is that a pawn sacrifice like that, just completely brings alive the bishop on c1, c8. Sorry, that's kind of blocked by his own pawn. So sometimes, pawn moves are what you call a clearance sacrifice, right? Clearing the diagonal, right? Very nice move. So yeah, the knight cannot take due to queen f2 is mate, right? So the king is forced to take. Look at this king. This king is out there all by himself. All right, so now what do you think? White to play. What do you think white played in this position? How does white continue? Are you still there, Chris? Okay, hopefully Chris is still there.
I'm sorry, what?
Oh no, I just want to make sure you're still there.
Yeah, I'm here.
Okay. All right. So what do you think? White, black to move here. So what do you think? We need a strong move for black. So black sacrifice a knight here on e5. Black sacrifice a bishop. So what kind of sacrifice would you say that this is? What type of sacrifice? How would you describe it? Anybody know? This would be a decoy sacrifice, right? So we're decoying the king away away from his side of the board. Decoy sacrifice. All right. So here, white to move. What do you think? Strongest move for white here. What do you guys think?
Doesn't white have to play the G pawn to G4 so it can bring the king back off that H5 looks
Oh, wait.
kinda
Oh, no, it's black to move. Did I say white to move?
Oh, it's black to move?
Yeah, black to move here. Yeah. So king just captured the pawn, the bishop on H4. So how do we continue the attack? This king is way out there. We
Like
need to continue.
queen to B4 check.
Queen b4 check. Let's see here.
Yeah, because no matter where the king moves, then the queen can go over to G4 and it's guarded by the bishop on C8.
I would say if queen g4, if queen b4 check, I would say maybe knight blocking with the knight. Then what would you play?
How about queen takes rook? Rook takes knight.
Rook takes
on
this knight. Ooh,
F3.
okay. So removing the defender. All right. So maybe the queen here. What do you think? Now what?
Queen take the knight check.
Okay, so queen. Yeah, queen takes knight, and then maybe now the king just comes back, and now he's getting. I think what white's getting a little bit safer now. He's gonna be able to eventually, block the queen, come back, and then achieve safety there. So another variation here, if you try to go for the winning the knight this way, I would if I was white, I would give back some material this way. Bishop takes h7 check, and then block with the queen, and then no more attack that way either. Right. So we need a stronger move, a little bit stronger than that. So what do you think? You guys want a hint? What do you think?
I like the
Go ahead.
the pawn to G5, but there's too many ways to take it.
Pawn G5.
there's
Yeah,
too many ways
and I
to
think
take
that
it.
it allows white to bring another piece into the attack, or sorry, for the defense. And yeah,
It doesn't work.
yeah. All right, so far, black sacrificed a knight on e5, a bishop on h4. So what do you think he's going to do next? What is he going to do next? Oh, Sean White is here. All right, so I'll give you guys a hint. So he sacrificed two pieces so far. So obviously he's going to sacrifice another piece, a third piece. The sacrifices don't end. Hey, Sean, how you doing?
Doing good, thanks.
I'm filling in for Evan today.
Appreciate it.
So what do you think? So Sean, this is an immortal game, and just to go back a couple moves.
Oh yeah, Morpheus. I've seen it. Yeah.
No. This isn't Morphe.
this
This is white is Samuel Reshevsky. Black
Oh, okay.
is Raphael Vaganian. This is Vaganian's Immortal game. So So here, the knight sacrifices itself to open up the bishop, right? And then the bishop sacrifices itself on h4 to lure the king out. And now my question is, what is the best move for white here?
Can white take the pawn on e5?
Take the pawn on e5. Let's see. Hmm.
The knight takes, but then the queen comes to f6 check.
Yeah, queen f6, maybe bishop here,
He gets the knight
queen
back.
here. Maybe. I mean, again, maybe take here and then bring the queen up, and now white is and white's still ahead, like let's see, an extra knight.
Yeah, but
And-
queen takes pawn h2 check.
Ah, yes, that is mate. Actually, that is mate. Good eye. So maybe then takes, and then maybe go check, and then goes back maybe, and then we go queen g3, something like that. Yeah. And now actually, yeah, there's a lot of protection here. So all right, so let's go back. So that's not what he played. Yeah, so I'll give you a hint. The next move is a sacrifice, another sacrifice. All right, what do you guys think? So not knight takes e5.
Rook takes f3.
Rook takes f3.
Yeah, rook takes f3. So it's basically removing all of the as many of the protectors of the king that are closely around the king as possible. Rook takes f3. And white actually did not take the rook. He went rook f1. But what happens if you did take the rook? What would happen? What do you guys think?
That's when you go queen f2.
Queen f2. Okay, so before I move the pieces, okay, see what would happen? Queen f2, and then let's say he went knight
Nah,
g3.
Yeah, that won't work.
Then what?
Hmm.
Well, keep going.
Well, then queen h2. Queen takes h2.
Queen takes h2, king g5, and then keep going.
Then queen to h6.
Queen h6 is what?
And that's check. Is that mate? That is mate.
That's
right?
mate. Yeah, the bishop controls the light squares. so yeah, after queen f2, it seems like king g5 is forced, it appears. And then maybe, I don't know, maybe something like this, check. Yeah, so gets interesting. All right, so let's go back. So he didn't take the rook, he was too scared. So he went rook f1. Okay, so now what do you think white played or black played here? What did black play?
I like knight takes the pawn on e5.
Knight takes the pawn. Let's see. Now rook takes. Now I think the attack is kind of fizzling out. Right? What would you do here?
Doesn't knight take rook with check?
Check. Okay, now what?
Now what about either queen to f2 or queen to h6? Can either of those?
Right. Yeah. So this similar idea.
Can't go to h6 because then the bishop would take. The white
Right.
bishop.
Yeah, the
Yep,
bishop's controlling.
that's a blunder.
Yeah.
f2 maybe with the same
yeah.
idea.
Same idea, yeah. And then maybe king comes up, and then maybe he can come down here, and then he's gonna probably escape like this, something like that. All right, so he didn't take so yeah, rook f1. All right, so a little bit stronger than knight takes here. What do you think? A little bit stronger. What do you guys think?
Knight takes e5.
No, that's the one that Gene just said.
Oh,
So all right, I'll give you a hint. Gene, you said this move earlier.
Yeah, queen to b4.
Yeah, now he goes queen
Check.
b4, right? Because now he removed one of the knights, right? So now this knight can't really block, and his queen just gonna take with check, right? So queen b4 check, bishop f4. Okay, so now what did Black play? How do you continue the attack here?
Now you could do knight takes e5 because the bishop can't recapture.
Even stronger than that.
Okay.
Yeah, stronger than that.
Oh,
He-
rook
he-
takes bishop.
no, that wouldn't work, I think.
No,
'cause-
because then the rook takes. Yeah.
yeah. So you know what's funny about this position? Imagine if you're playing, you're playing someone and you're white, and they come across this position on your board, and they say, how the heck did this rook get like this? Kind of interesting. All right, so bishop f4. So what do you guys think? What did Black play? How does he continue attacking? He sacrificed a bunch of material already.
G5.
G5.
Yeah,
On to
g5. It's a check, and the bishop can't
interesting.
take.
Yeah, that's interesting. That does lure the king either to G5 or to H5, right? If he goes to G5, how would you continue?
And now maybe queen to e7.
Good, Queen
Right.
E7, yeah. So now we're preventing the king from escaping onto the dark squares, H4, and then the light squares are controlled. And yeah, looks interesting. All right, so G5 is good, but even like right now he played Queen G5 now. Sorry, Queen E7
Queen
now.
e7.
Yeah, so Queen E7, Bishop G5. Okay, so now what do you think White played? Black played, sorry. Black to move.
I mean, you can do queen takes e5, but that doesn't seem strong enough to really. Right?
Yeah, so you got to be careful because
Yeah.
Black sacrificed so much material already.
Right.
So yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So remember, Black's not looking to recover material. Black's looking for checkmate.
He's
Black's
looking to checkmate.
Yeah, he's looking to end the game. So what do you think?
Wait,
How does White continue this? Oh, sorry, Black to continue.
black
this.
can still take the pawn, because if white plays rook takes rook, you got queen takes h2, and isn't that checkmate?
Okay. So possible maybe take with the rook then.
Oh, no, he can bring the rook in front.
You can bring the
Right.
rook in front on
That's
h3.
true,
Yeah.
bring the rook in front.
Yeah.
So that
Alright.
doesn't work either.
All right.
Oh,
so
no. No,
what else?
wait, you can't do that, because then the bishop can take, because
Let's see.
it's right, and then he just takes because of the queen. No, he
Yeah, but then he's got no attack and no pieces left.
Yeah, no pieces.
Yeah.
Running out of pieces. Yeah. All right. Let's go back. All right. What else? How does Black continue the momentum here?
Does he just go to e6?
Queen
Threatening mate
E6.
on
Very good.
g5.
Yeah, Queen E6 is another mate threat, right?
Yeah.
So the rook cannot be taken either way, right? So if G takes F3, where's the threat? Where's the mate threat?
Let's see. Then the mate is h3.
H3, yeah. And if he goes rook takes, then the mate is
Then it's g5.
G4.
G4, excuse me.
Yeah, good. So
G4.
yeah, the rook is still immune to capture, right? So now he goes bishop F5. All right. So
Take bishop.
he took with the rook. I'm just
Oh,
wondering.
interesting. I would have taken with the queen and just continued the same attack, same plan.
Right. It looks like It looks like, but the thing is though, okay. So tell me why. What can white do? What can white do now?
Okay.
Bring the
something
knight
with
to knight to
knight to
G3.
G3.
Mm,
No, that doesn't
no.
stop the mate.
Stronger than knight G3.
Let's see. Queen to A4.
Queen A4. No, that's still mate actually. Anybody can tell me
Okay.
how, where's the mate? Where's the mate?
Rook H3 check.
Excellent. Yeah, rook H3. Oh, sorry.
Ooh.
Rook to H3. Beautiful. Yeah,
Oh, yeah.
still mate. So yeah, even stronger than, much stronger than Queen A4. What do you think?
Knight to F4.
Knight F4. No, still mate.
Still mate. Yeah. Okay. Sorry. Yeah.
Interesting.
It is interesting. What about H3? This pawn.
H3. Same thing. H3. Rook takes.
Okay, rook takes. Yeah.
So there's I think there's only one way that white can save the mate here. I think there's only one way.
Maybe knight to G1.
Nope, still mate on G4.
No, still an injury. Yep.
So we have a double mate threat, right? H3 and G4, and there's only one way that white can save it. Anybody can tell me? What do you think? You guys want a hint?
I think so.
All right, I believe it's a queen move.
Let's see.
Oh,
Yeah.
queen takes the pawn on D5
Yeah,
check.
exactly. Queen takes, check, forking. Nice, right?
Mhm.
Nice. Even the bishop comes back, queen takes, both mates are averted. Right, very nice. All right, so let's go back. So for that reason, bishop F4, F5 is a pretty good move. So queen takes is not possible. So he goes rook takes, and now white plays knight F4. Black takes the pawn. Okay, threatening the bishop here. Queen G4, rook F7. Okay, discovering an attack on the queen. Queen H5, knight E7. All right. G4. so white's trying to surround himself with all these pieces. Check. King G3. Okay. So now here's the thing. Now white just walks into a pin here, right? So bishop D7, rook A to E1, queen D6 is a very good move, maintaining the pin, very important. So we have one, two, three pieces coming down on this knight, right? We have 1, 2, 3 pieces defending so far. All right, bishop H6. Interesting move here. Okay, maybe opening up the 5th rank, trying to trade queens this way. All right, so black ignores this and just increases pressure on the knight. Queen takes. So yeah, so after this, yeah, basically, yeah, game. I think here maybe I didn't mark it, but I think here is where I think this is where white resigned, because there's no way. So right here, materials equal, right? And so now, after all that, now black's gonna win some material on F4. The pinned knight is gone. This bishop is hanging too. So yeah. So yeah, there's really no way. There's no way that white can avert a loss of material here. So pretty nice. After all those sacrifices and all that craziness, materials back to equality, and black wins a piece here. Pretty crazy. What do you guys think?
It's a pretty crazy game.
Amazing.
Definitely not something you would play in a 5-minute blitz game. What do you think, Samuel?
Oh yeah, I definitely wouldn't do that.
There's a game that you need to, have adequate time to think. I guess this is why those long form, 2 hours and 40 move type games are really good. This kind of thinking. Cool. So I think I email all of you. You guys all get the email about my Sunday tournaments? I think I emailed, right? Gene,
Yeah,
Sammy, I think
I got it.
everybody gets it. Yeah. Okay. I just want to make sure. And Sean, I think I emailed to you too, right?
I think so. I have to double check now. I'd like
Yeah.
to join.
Yeah. Give me
Yeah.
because I'm doing it every weekend now because my adult beginner class at 7 p.m. they want me to organize tournaments on a weekly basis. So I've been picking Sundays, and we did it Sunday like yesterday at 1 p.m. Eastern. And it seems like it's a good time. Is everybody here able to do it? 1 p.m. Eastern?
That's when I normally have lunch, but maybe.
Yeah. If you can make it, that'd be awesome. And what about you guys, Chris and Sean and Gene?
Yeah, I can make 1 p.m. Eastern.
Yeah. It's so I've been doing 5-minute blitz tournaments, 5-minute blitz games. Yeah, they usually want to do standard games, but we did one chess 960, which was fun because I love it. And what about you, Chris? I don't know if I have your email address. Do you have an email address, or is it your one of your parents that's
I
on
usually
the?
use my parents'.
Say again.
I usually use my parents'.
Okay, and what is yeah? Can you guys put in the chat your email address so I have it? Because I don't know if if I have all of yours.
Yeah, I'm not certain. I'm receiving it, so yeah, I'll put mine in.
Yeah, put your email in the chat, and I'll email you whenever I make a new one.
How do you normally send them?
Through email.
Oh,
Yeah. I mean, I could do it Lee chess messages, but email is just easier to just send everyone at the same time. So yeah. All right, Sean. All right. And what about you, Gene? Are you available at that time?
I'm not sure.
Maybe. Okay.
I'm probably going to be exhausted after Saturday because I'll be playing 4 games on Saturday.
I see. Yeah. All right. No worries. And what about you, Chris? Are you available at that time?
I'm not sure. I'll have to ask.
Maybe. Okay. That's fine. It's fine.